Okay, this is getting to be a thing, man. 2 Fridays in a row. What's your excuse this time? Another hurricane? Fucking bronchitis. How the hell can you do the voices if you have bronchitis? Oh, well, that makes sense. Dude, did you piss Joe off? First you have thorny bushes of doom wrecking your power, and now this? Yeah, you need a fucking vacation. You kinda look like shit too. Well, good for you. I bet the boys will be happy to have the next 2 weeks off. Oh, really? Okay, well, we'll still take the 1 week. Anyway, enough stalling. Hit the damn intro.
Are you ready?
I'm just Jim.
Welcome back, everyone. It's episode 20 of the Fantasy Football Monsters. I am feeling all sorts of meh right now. Not good, not bad, just meh. Here's the undead wedding singer, Jimmy.
This can be a pretty rough time of the year for content. Everyone's in cleanup or get my last brags of the season in mode.
Yeah, on one hand, I lost my Rivals 1 final pretty damn handily. My whole team just shit everywhere, and I'm getting knocked into the Raspberry wildcard bracket after a pretty crappy performance there too. On the other hand, I'm in the finals of Rivals 9, sorry Duarte, and also the home league, so there is money to be made there. I also made a couple small money bets for the first time since like week 3, and they panned out, so that was nice.
Sometimes you can just have some cathartic shit happen too.
Actually, yes. My score in Frank was lower than literally all 4 other people in there, so even if I'd made the right decision the week earlier, I wouldn't have been moving on. Congrats to the thing in Pennywise, who'll play for that title next week. Also, I had an absolutely rotten SFB week, so even if I'd made the semis there, no chance I'm in the finals. So both of those take away any of that what might have been feeling.
So you still have a couple leagues to play out next week for money, and that's it, right? Maybe we just start looking forward.
I mean, sure, yeah. So far, the response to Extreme Fantasy Football has been off the charts. I've had a crazy number of people messaging saying they can't wait to join. Apparently, we were right. This is what the public wanted, and there just was no one to give it to them. Well, here we fucking are.
Perfect. Now we just need to get people to sign up, right?
Right. But we've been having more than a few tech issues with making the site look pretty. So right now, we're just pretty much putting up an interest form. We'll timestamp those for early bird discounts later. So basically, you can get an early bird discount without spending a penny yet.
Nice. Do we have a third for today?
Not really. But there will be more than just us. You'll see.
Okay, sure. So what should we talk about?
Well, with the season's ending, that doesn't mean all the fantasy fun has to end. Many players are in dynasty leagues.
So what is a dynasty league?
I'm so glad you asked. Where most of the leagues we play, and the ones offered by Extreme Fantasy Football, are redraft leagues or single season leagues. Dynasty leagues are leagues that don't reset year to year. You have your initial draft, and that's your team. Dynasty leagues tend to be a little deeper than redraft leagues because you don't necessarily want to just drop someone because they got hurt, even if it's season ending. Just like the NFL, each year you draft rookies coming into the league. Redraft leagues tend to have a lot more trading in them, as you can also trade future draft picks. Also, as you might imagine, youth is king there. Where Travis Kelce might be seen as a top 1 or 2 tight end in redraft, right now, most people have Sam Laporta as the tight end 1 in Dynasty because he has a whole career ahead of him. When picking or valuing players, you want to consider how long of a career they might have.
Ooh, so since these go year to year, you could conceivably do a draft after the season is done and get ready for the rookie draft before the start of the next year.
Precisely. One thing we want to do is start a Fantasy Football Monsters Dynasty League. Be a league specifically for our fans. It will be us as a team and 11 other managers.
We're going to be circulating a sign-up form for this as well. Once we have 11 people, we'll figure out costs and deposits. We're pretty chill about this. This is going to be for our OG viewers, so it's more for fun than anything.
Speaking of viewers, let's take some calls.
Do people know where to call in?
Of course they do. See? The phones are lighting up now. Welcome, caller. You're on with Von Murder and Jimmy. Hang on. It sounds like you're female. Are you trying to talk ball while being female?
Sweetie, football is a game where... Wait, I don't understand. That was some high-level shit. How the fuck?
Yeah, I have it on good authority by Dallas Cowboys legend Des Bryant that if you are a woman, you can't possibly know enough to talk ball. But yet, here you are, and... Well, fuck, no. I never actually thought about it that way. I guess that would do a lot to explain both Brock Purdy's 4 picks against the Ravens, as well as why Amari Cooper was able to go for 265 yards against the Texans. Who would have thought those things could be connected?
We appreciate the amazing insight and thank you for calling. So I feel like this kind of punches some real holes in Dez's theory, because she obviously knew her shit, and there are literally dozens and dozens of women working in the NFL and fantasy sports that know their shit really well.
And pretty much all of them know it better than you. Ha ha!
I can't even argue with that. Yeah, I know you're a Cowboy fan, but if someone reveals themselves to be a misogynist, I think you have to believe them.
Listen, Herschel Walker made it real easy for me to separate being a Cowboys fan from being a fan of all former players. Pretty sure that monkey in the booth has met Dez, and he's genuinely puzzled over this, but the guy has double and tripled down on his shit, so eventually you just have to take the guy at his word.
Yep. Next caller, you're on with Jimmy and Von Murder.
Guys, it seems as though I may be in something of a predicament. After the last show, Freddy came back over to see me, and well, he hasn't left. I'm not sure what to do, but the nightly torture sessions are proving to be a bit much for me. And now I...
Shut up, bitch! They are gonna help you! No one is going to help you! Ha 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 ha!
I mean, should we? No, he'll be fine, I'm sure. Okay, we've got time for one more caller.
Von Murder, you try to create an entertaining show, but it has gotten boring, so it's up to me to make it interesting. Next to you, you'll find out.
Nope, I'm good.
You didn't let me finish. That was very rude of you. As I was saying, you find a list of MVP and other award candidates. Which ones do you think are most likely to win and why?
Ha! You thought he was gonna...
Yes, we all know what I thought. But good question. Right now, I think it's absolutely Lamar's award to lose. 2 of the biggest candidates went head-to-head on Christmas, and Lamar was so head and shoulders better on the huge stage. I don't even see how he doesn't win unless there is some major collapse. I don't even think there's another QB I can make the case for now. Enough mediocre games from other people have really made this Lamar's to lose. For me, there are only 2 other players that could win it. One is Tyreek, but his team winning 30-0 against the Jets without him 2 weeks ago pretty much ended that. If your team is putting on performances like that without you, you're probably not the MVP. Christian McCaffrey, you could make a very strong case for. I think he's actually the Niners MVP. His versatility as a player and a dual threat to run and catch the ball allow the rest of the team to be able to shine more and to force opposing defenses to plan for him. San Francisco has so many talented pass catchers, but them being able to do their thing starts with defenses always having to worry about run CMC. Right now, I still think this is Lamar's to lose, but a couple bad games and McCaffrey going nuts at the end could flip that.
For the other awards, I'll tell you who Vegas says is favored, and you say if you agree or disagree. Briefly. Offensive Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud is heavily favored.
Disagree. Stroud is good, no question. But the season Puka is putting together is nothing short of magic. Stroud had an amazing 3-game stretch in November, but he's pretty much just been okay otherwise. Puka went undrafted in a lot of fantasy leagues and only opened with 3 of his first 4 games having over 110 yards each, and he's currently only behind Tyreek, CD, and AJ Brown with 1,327 yards. If Stroud wins, it's QB bias.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jalen Carter is the massive favorite.
Fuck defense and fuck the Eagles! Ha ha!
Offensive Player of the Year, right now it's CMC followed by Tyreek and then Lamar.
I agree here. It's hands down CMC. Tyreek could win with these numbers most years, but CMC is so dominant, it's not even funny.
Defensive Player of the Year. I wouldn't ask, but since 2 Cowboys are in the top 5, I am. Micah is on top, followed by Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, the other Josh Allen, and Deron Bland.
Disagree. Sorry. Bland has had a record 5 pick sixes and 8 total interceptions. These numbers are insane. That should win DPOI. Every other one of those players should be in the conversation, but none of them have done their job as well as Bland has done his. Bar none. I'd also put Garrett above Micah. I hate to, but he's been pretty lights out this year.
Comeback Player of the Year is pretty solidly Damar Hamlin right now.
For fuck's sake, disagree. Listen, what DeMar went through was fucking awful, and it's great to even see him on the field, but he has 2 total tackles. I just can't give an award for survival. It's Joe Flacco for me. Dude's career has been on life support ever since Baltimore got Lamar. Basically, just doing some backup stints. Dude was on the fucking couch until week 13 when the Browns called, and over the last 3 weeks, he's got over 300 yards every game and has just over 1,300 yards in just 4 games so far. This was the first time he'd ever had 3 300-yard games in a row in his entire career. He hasn't looked this good in 10 years. It's definitely him.
Finally, Coach of the Year. It's even between Dan Campbell and Kevin Stefanski right now, followed by a tie between Mike McDaniel and Shane Steichen.
Dan Campbell, hands down, not even close. What he has done there in Detroit is nothing short of a miracle. He just won the North for the first time in 30 years. If he doesn't win, it's a crime.
Well, I think that's gonna put the wraps on this show, right?
Yep. For Jimmy, I'm Von Murder, wishing everyone a very happy 2024. Happy New Year! Ha ha!